Should a man take care of a woman financially? Great question. This could be a very divisive subject, especially if you're trying to change gender roles. However, should is maybe not the best phrasing because it's all about what works for the couple. It is as individual a decision as the individuals that are participating. Whatever your situation is, we're going to dive into different scenarios so that you can decide what works best for you. Today we're going to dive into 5 different conversations or scenarios. I know for me, I've had many scenarios throughout my life. In the generation that I grew up in, it was really clear that the man was the head of the household. He made the money, he took care of the money, and he took care of the women in the household. That started with my dad. He was my provider. He took care of anything I needed for school, my clothes, the roof over my head. That's just the way it was when I was a child in the 1960s. That has changed over time, but in general, most of the time, that's still the case. The man is the head of the household. The reason that that scenario has been in existence for a long time is because it has worked. A man taking the initiative and taking care of things financially is a wonderful scenario. However, the problems start when the woman abdicates all financial responsibility. I know that from personal experience. My childhood, my father took care of everything. That's how I was brought up, and that's the way the culture was back then in the 1960s and 1950s. It certainly has changed over time, but there is still a lot of that conditioning in place today. My first husband, my first marriage, I did the same thing. I just let him take care of the money. Did not question anything because that's the way I was brought up. And even though in between my first and second marriage, I was a single mom and I had to take care of my own finances, the minute I got married the second time, I just handed away all my responsibility one more time. Not because it was expected from him, but it was expected in my own mind. I just abdicated all my financial responsibility to him. That still goes on today. I talk to young women all the time when I'm speaking, and they do the same thing. They get married and they hand it all over. It's not about whether a man should take care of you financially or not. It's more about you holding on to your own financial responsibility as part of that equation. This is why it was a big risk for me, because in my second marriage, I wasn't part of the conversation, and as a result, I had to suffer incredible financial loss without even knowing it until the last minute. It's dangerous to not have the conversations about money, no matter who's supporting who. I didn't realize what a risky position I had put myself into. The unthinkable happened. My husband got sick. He died. I hadn't been part of the conversation, and I was blindsided by what our financial situation was. Had I been part of the conversation, I could have avoided a lot of heartache and a lot of stress. Whether or not a man should take care of a woman financially is a completely individual decision, and it should be a decision that is mutually respected by both parties. It's certainly the traditional way of doing things, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But does it work for you? And more importantly, are you abdicating or are you advocating for your financial future if you're the one being taken care of? It certainly is the traditional way of doing things for the man to take care of the woman, and it's certainly a very viable option. But again, what is working for you? Is that comfortable for you? Maybe you're a woman who's making more money than your spouse or your partner. You want to be the one who's financially taking care of them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that either. It's about being open and communicating and deciding what works best for the two of you. Regardless of who brings in the income or who brings in the most income, it's really important that you establish how you're going to split the finances, what the ground rules are going to be. For example, I know some couples that have a $100 limit, if you want to call it that. Anything $100, they can spend without telling each other. It's no big deal. But once they get to a certain point, they then have that discussion. That's the most important thing about any of this, is open and honest communication. What is it that is going to work for the two of you, make you feel most comfortable about your financial situation, and how you want to move forward, how you want to save, what are your goals, what is it that makes this relationship, this financial relationship, easy and best. It doesn't matter who's supporting who, it's about supporting each other. No matter what the financial agreement is that you've come up with, no matter who is taking care of who in this relationship, whether it's a partnership in business where money is involved, whether it's a partnership, relationship, marriage, whatever, this is when an abundance of communication and transparency is imperative to it being successful. I have a free gift for you if you click the link below that will help you know where you are in your financial confidence, and you'll know exactly what your next steps need to be so that you can be a part of this very important communication and conversation.